Storytime! We're so excited to see you! Yay! All right. So I'm Mr. Andrew.
And I'm Miss Tracy.
And we're going to have a lot of fun today. And hello to everybody out there in Facebook world, too, who's joining us this morning virtually. We're happy to have you here, too. So before we get started, just a couple of little announcements here. First, starting next week, we're still going to be doing our All Ages Storytime, but we're going to be doing 2 sessions, one at 10 a.m. and one at 11 a.m. They're both going to be the same story time, so whichever one that you can make, we'll be here and we'll be doing it. So.
And those will be indoors, right?
That's right. Yes, they are all going to be indoors starting in October. And one other thing that we'd like to highlight is on October 5th, which I believe is a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yes. At the Whitehall Presbyterian Church, they are having a community baby shower for expecting parents and families with newborns 0 to 3 months. So if you have one of those, or if you know anybody who could use some baby supplies, that's going to be at the Whitehall Presbyterian Church on October 5th at 11 a.m. And there is a registration number that you can call and a link that you can register as well. So if you're interested, just let me know. I can get you a copy of all this information.
Free stuff.
Free stuff! It's always good.
We
All
also
right.
want to introduce our camera person today, Miss Barb. And then this is Anna. Anna is new to the library. She's our social work intern, here to kind of see what she can do to help folks that come in with different needs and also learn things, huh?
Yeah, great to meet you all. Hello.
Yeah.
All right. Is everybody ready to get started? All right. Let's come up to our feet for our hello song. Ready? All right. Here we go. Hello, hello. Can you clap your hands? Hello, hello. Can you clap your hands? Can you reach up high? Can you touch your toes? Can you turn around? Can you say hello? Hello, hello. Can you stomp your feet? Hello, hello. Can you stomp your feet? Can you reach up high? Can you touch your toes? Can you turn around? Can you say hello?
Yeah.
Very good. Good to say hello to everybody on this beautiful day.
It is. We can sit back down for our next song. Our next song we're going to sing The More We Get Together, and we're going to do a couple signs while we sing it. You might know this one for more, and this is together, and this is happy, happier, happy. And then friends, you take your 2 fingers, and you touch like this, friends. Yeah, good. So more, together, happier, friends are the ones that we'll do. Plus we'll do a little bit of pointing for you and mine and all that. The more we get together, 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 the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. The more we read together. The more we read together, together, together. The more we read together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Very good.
All right, very good, everyone. Okay, so for our next one, we're gonna be moving different parts of our body. So for a little bit, we're gonna start with our arms, and we're gonna do our legs, or our feet, and we're gonna do our head, and we're gonna get up, and we're gonna move around a little bit. We can start sitting down, but then we can get up for a later part of the song here. All right, so are we ready for our arms? Our arms go up and down, our arms go up and down. Hi-ho the dairy-o, our arms go up and down. And now our feet are going up and down. Ready? Our feet go up and down, our feet go up and down. Hi-ho the dairy-o, our feet go up and down. All right, so now our head is gonna go back and forth. Ready? Our head goes back and forth, our head goes back and forth. Hi-ho the dairy-o, our head goes back and forth. Good. So now is when we're gonna get up on our feet, and we're all gonna go round and round. Ready? We all go round and round, we all go round and round. Hi-ho the dairy-o, we all go round and round. Good. And now while we're up like this, do you want to jump up and down?
Yeah.
Ready? We all jump up and down. We all jump up and down. Hi-ho the dairy-o, we all jump up and down. That was a big jump over there. I really like that one. Very good, everyone.
All right.
Right.
You can sit back down, ups and downs, up. Speaking of ups and downs, we're going to bounce up and down in our little red wagon. So with this one, with your little one, you can bounce it in your lap, or you can bounce on your own if you want to, whatever you want to do. So we're going to be bouncing up and down in my little red wagon, bouncing up and down in my little red wagon, bouncing up and down in my little red wagon. Won't you be my darling? Oh no, a wheel fell off of the wagon. Oh no. So we're going to be kind of going like this because one wheel's off and the axle's dragging. One wheel's off and the axle's dragging. One wheel's off and the axle's dragging. Won't you be my darling? We don't want to ride around like this, so we better fix it. Let's hammer the wheel back on the wagon. Hammer that wheel back on the wagon. Hammer that wheel back on the wagon. Hammer that wheel back on the wagon. Won't you be my darling? Let's see, did we fix it? Let's try. Bouncing up and down in my little red wagon. Bouncing up and down in my little red wagon. Bouncing up and down in my little red wagon. Won't you be my darling? Well done. All right, very good. Very good. All right, so for our next activity today, we're going to be talking about a letter. And I've got it behind my little board here. We're going to flip that around, and we're going to be talking about this letter right here. What letter is that, do you think? S. Very good. That is the letter S. And what sound does an S make? You sound like one of these animals right here whenever you make that sound. Do you know what kind of an animal that is? He's long and slithery, and he's got a little tongue. That's right, snake. And snake begins with S, and they make that S sound too. That's pretty cool. What about this right here? It's pretty bright up in the sky today, and it starts with the letter S. What do you think that is? Sun. Very good. S for sun. Sun. Good, good, good. All right, and what about these over here? What do you think those are? You use them to cut paper? Scissors. That's right. Scissors. Scissors. Very good. You got a lot of smart kids out there today. Love it. And what about these right here? You wear them on your feet to keep them warm under your shoes? Yeah, socks. Very good. Socks. That's right. Yep. And then over here, what do you think that could be? It's a big building.
Lots of kids go there to learn. What do you think that is? School. School. I heard it out there. Very good. Yeah, so those are all words that start with S. Remember, we've got sun, school, snake, scissors, and socks. And as you guys are going about your day, see if you can think of any other words that start with S. If you're just going around and looking at anything, if it makes that sound, you know it's got the letter S in there somewhere, right? Right. Okay.
That was super.
There we go. There's our S sound. All right, so we're going to get ready for our first book. So while we do that, let's come to our feet. Ready? Two little hands go clap, clap, clap. Two little feet go tap, tap, tap. Two little hands go thump, thump, thump. Two little feet go jump, jump, jump. One little body turns around and around and sits quietly on the ground. All right, very good. So we're going to take a look at our first book here. It's called Wemberly Worried. It's written and illustrated by Kevin Henkes. He's one of my favorite authors, so I really like this book. You guys ever been worried about anything? Well, let's see the kinds of things that Wemberly worries about. Let's see. Wemberly worried about everything. Everything? Wow, that's a lot of things to be worried about. Big things. She's looking in on her parents and she's like, I wanted to make sure you were still here. Little things. See, she spilled her juice there and she's worried about that too. And things in between. She is in the bathtub. She's saying, what if I shrink? Wemberly worried in the morning. She worried at night. And Wemberly worried all throughout the day. You worry too much, said her mother. When you worry, I worry, said her father. Worry, 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 said her grandmother. Too much worry. Do you think she worries a little too much? What do you think? Maybe. At home, Wemberly worried about the tree in the front yard. And she's saying, what if it falls on our house? And the crack in the living room wall. And she's saying, what if it gets bigger and something comes out of it? And the noise that the radiator makes. You ever heard a radiator? It makes kind of a sound when it comes on. So she's saying, what if there's a snake inside? Some of these are pretty silly worries, huh? At the playground, Wemberly worried about the chains on the swings and the bolts on the slide and the bars on the jungle gym. And she's saying, too rusty, too loose, too high. And always, she worried about her doll, Petal. And she's saying, shouldn't Petal have a car seat too? Petal's lost forever. I found her, sweetie. And here, where's Petal? Where do you think Petal is? Can you see in the picture? Yeah, she's in the washing machine. And Wemberly's saying, I'll wait for you, Petal. Don't worry, said her mother. Don't worry, said her father. But Wemberly worried. She worried and worried and worried. When Wemberly was especially worried, she rubbed Petal's ears. Then Wemberly worried that if she didn't stop worrying, Petal would have no ears left at all. Oh. You think that would ever happen? I don't know. On her birthday, Wemberly worried that no one would come to her party. What do you think? Does it look like there are people at her birthday party? Yeah, I think so. See, said her mother, there was nothing to worry about. But then Wemberly worried that there wouldn't be enough cake. On Halloween, Wemberly worried that there would be too many butterflies in the neighborhood parade. You guys see in that parade, do you see any other butterflies? I think Wemberly's the only one. Yeah. See, said her father, there was nothing to worry about. But then Wemberly worried because she was the only one. Oh, yeah. You worry too much, said her mother. When you worry, I worry, said her father. Worry, 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 said her grandmother. Too much worry. She's pointing at a little sign here that says, take it as it comes. Soon, Wemberly had a new worry. School. Wemberly worried about the start of school more than anything she had ever worried about before. And her father's saying here, well, I loved school. By the time the first day arrived, Wemberly had a long list of worries. What if no one else has spots? What if no one else wears stripes? What if no one else brings a doll? What if the teacher is mean? What if the room smells bad? What if they make fun of my name? What if I can't find the bathroom? What if I hate the snack? What if I have to cry? Oh. She's got a lot of stuff to worry about. Let's see what happens when she goes to school. Don't worry, said her mother. Don't worry, said her father. But Wemberly worried. She worried and worried and worried. She worried all the way there. While Wemberly's parents talked to the teacher, Mrs. Peachum, Wemberly looked around the room. Then Mrs. Peachum said, Wemberly, there's someone I think you should meet. Her name was Jewel. She was standing by herself. She was wearing stripes. She was holding a doll. Can you see her? Right there in the corner. She's got a lot of things the same as Wemberly, huh? At first, Wemberly and Jewel just peeked at each other. This is Petal, said Wemberly. This is Niblet, said Jewel. Petal waved. Niblet waved back. Hi, said Petal. Hi, said Niblet. I rub her ears, said Wemberly. I rub her nose, said Jewel. Looks like she's making a friend, don't you think? Throughout the morning, Wemberly and Jewel sat side by side and played together whenever they could. Petal and Niblet sat side by side too. Wemberly worried, but no more than usual, and sometimes even less. Before Wemberly knew it, it was time to go home. Look at all the fun stuff that she's doing at school. She's playing with blocks, going on the slide. Looks like she's playing some instruments. That's a lot of fun. Come back tomorrow, called Mrs. Peachum as the students walked out the door. Wemberly turned and smiled and waved. I will, she said. Don't worry. And that's the end of that story. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, sometimes it's a little silly to worry about everything, but, you know, sometimes if you have a friend to help you out, it's good to be a little less worried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people worry about spiders, but not me. Can you get your little itsy bitsy spiders out? Your itsy bitsy spiders?
The itsy bitsy spider ran up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again.
Good. Itsy bitsy is small, right? Let's do great big spiders.
Ooh.
And a great big spider voice. We'll make our hands nice and big. The
great big spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the great big spider went up the spout again.
Very good.
Very, very good. All right. So now we already met a spider. Do you guys want to meet some other animals this morning?
Sure.
Yeah. Let's see. We got all kinds of fun animal friends here. And we're going to sing a little song because they all live in the same place. Do you know where that is? Old Macdonald's farm. Ready? Old Macdonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a pig. And what sound does a pig make? Oink, oink. That's right. Very good. And on that farm he had a pig. E-I-E-I-O. With an oink, oink here and an oink, oink there. Here an oink, there an oink, everywhere an oink, oink. Old Macdonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a... Ooh. What kind of animal is this? Horse, that's right. And what sound does a horse make? A horse goes... Neigh. And on that farm he had a horse. E-I-E-I-O. With a neigh-neigh here and a neigh-neigh there. Here a neigh, there a neigh, everywhere a neigh-neigh. Old Macdonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a... What is this? Chicken. Very good. And what sound does a chicken make? Do you know? Ready? And on that farm he had a chicken. E-I-E-I-O. With a cluck, cluck here and a cluck, cluck there. Here a cluck, there a cluck, everywhere a cluck, cluck. Old Macdonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a... That's right, a duck. And what sound does a duck make? What sound does a duck make? Quack, quack. Quack, 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 quack. And on that farm he had a duck. E-I-E-I-O. With a quack, quack here and a quack, quack there. Here a quack, there a quack, everywhere a quack, quack. Old Macdonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a... What is this? Cow. Very good. And what sound does a cow make? Moo. Good. And on that farm he had a cow. E-I-E-I-O. With a moo-moo here and a moo-moo there. Here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo-moo. Old Macdonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a... What's this? A dog. Very good. And what sound does a dog make? Woof, woof. Very good. E-I-E-I-O. With a woof, woof here and a woof, woof there. Here a woof, there a woof, everywhere a woof, woof. Old Macdonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. All right, very good. Nice job making all those animal sounds with me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fun animals out on the farm.
Let's sing our ABCs, and we're going to slow down the LMNOP part. We'll slow it down, okay? So they can really hear those letters. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q,
Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me?
Yeah. Nice. All right. Let's wiggle our fingers and our toes and everything. So first we're gonna say, I wiggle my fingers. I wiggle my toes. I wiggle my shoulders. And I wiggle my nose. Now no more wiggles are left in me, so I can sit as still as can be. All right, we're kind of running out of time here, but we'll do a couple of pages from this book here. This is Kitty's Cuddles by Jane Cabrera.
I don't like this book, Mommy.
This kitty, look at how sweet it is. I love cuddles, but who is my favorite friend to cuddle? Is it Tiny Mouse with his teeny weeny cuddle? Mice are very small, so that makes sense. It's a teeny weeny cuddle. Oh, is it Feathery Peacock with his bright tickly cuddle? It would be tickly with all those soft feathers, wouldn't it? Is it Big Bear with his cozy cuddle? Oh, those are nice big arms to get a hug from. Is it Happy Frog with her squidgy quidgy cuddle? They do seem a little rubbery, those frogs.
Yeah.
Squidgy is a good word. Is it Funny Monkey with her tight treetop cuddle? Monkeys do like to go up high in the trees. Or is it Enormous Elephant with his big, strong cuddle? Or is it someone very special with the softest, warmest cuddle? Yes, it's my new baby brother, just like this family, right? That's the best cuddle there, huh? That's a good one.
That is a good cuddle.
Cuddles with any family member, pretty great. All right.
Right.
Wrap up
I think, do we
here.
want to say goodbye here?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's sit down for this one.
We can sit down for this one. Yep. All right. So for this one, we've got a couple of signs, just like for that last one. For goodbye, we're gonna wave, and we remember our friends sign from the more we get together. And then we've got it's time to point like you're wearing a watch, and to say. You point down from your mouth like you're saying something. So we've got goodbye, friends, it's time, and to say. Ready? Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. All right, goodbye, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.